I've been meaning to do this video for a little while now, and this is going to be an anime talk, and it's going to be the differences on Super and Dragon Ball Z. And yeah, I've been lagging on this. I've been meaning to get to it, but just haven't. Here we go. I'm going to finally get to it today, and I'm going to tell you the differences on Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super from a DBZ fan. And I want to start at the beginning for both of these shows. And Dragon Ball Z is completely different. It starts off where we left off with Dragon Ball, with Goku defeating Piccolo, and now he has a family, he has a son. He's the strongest fighter right now. There's no one we would know that would be stronger than him until Raditz comes along and ruins all of that. And it introduces him to a completely different thing. From Dragon Ball, it was all really on Earth. There was nothing that was crazy and out of order in it. Everything happened on Earth. It was all in this one little pocket of the universe. And in Dragon Ball Z, it's telling you now that we have a lot of different planets out there. And we're going to explore that into this. And that's why Raditz comes in. And it also shows that people in space are going to be really fucking strong. Like, they're going to be completely stronger than the people here on Earth. And you see that with Raditz out. He's able to just defeat Goku, who, if you've been following Dragon Ball, had a very long journey to get to where he is now. And it all comes crumbling down. Super, it's a little bit of the same. But here's the difference. We already saw the movies for this. Now, if this had just happened without the movies, I would give the Barris arc or whatever a little bit more leeway, but since we've already seen it and you're like putting two movies together, it kind of makes it like, why are you doing this? That doesn't really help us. Like, it doesn't further the story if we already know what's going to happen. The thing with Dragon Ball Z is it was different. That's like Dragon Ball Z taking the first two movies, and then making a saga out of them, and then we finally get to the new stuff. That was really the detriment of Super right there. And like I said, without that, if we just had the Beerus arc contained, I would give it a lot better of a rating, or I would think more highly of it. But the fact that we already seen the movie and they don't really change anything. If you're going to at least do the saga, change something in it. And it's really not, if you've seen the movie, you've seen the saga. So it's no point to even drag it out. Yeah, you add a little bit more of the fighting in it there, and there's a little bit more fight scenes, and I mean, there's a little difference in how it ends, but it's nothing like, it's not worth watching the saga, is what I'm saying. If you watch the movie, it's not worth watching the saga at all. The Beerus arc is kind of also like the Raditz arc, where Goku is the top person in the world right now, the top person in the universe, and Beerus comes along, and now he's no longer stronger. Now, they do introduce him that he's a god, so that is different. So it's saying that there's other universes and stuff like that out there. There's stronger, omnipotent beings. But for the most part, it really reminds me of how Dragon Ball Z started off, where Goku is the top person on the world, and some other dude just comes along and takes that spot. Well, it's the similar story. We could have did something different, but hey, as long as it's good, then I can overlook it. Which, it's cool, it's fine, but I've already seen it, and it's, to be honest, Raditz introduced more, because when Raditz got defeated, you found out there was still stronger beings coming. There was no person to defeat. He didn't lose. He just kind of just said, forget it. So that's kind of just anticlimactic. At least with Raditz, there was a clean defeat. You saw him lose. With this one, Beerus he doesn't lose. So it's just him going to sleep, and then we're just going on to the next arc. It wraps up very anticlimactic. There's no after effects of this. There's nothing that continues into the story. There's nothing that's gonna come after because of this fight. It's just there to be there. It's just some fun fighting going on. Whereas in Dragon Ball Z, there's other things coming. There's now Vegeta, there's now Nappa. They're all coming to Earth, and now we have to train. We have to get ready for the next thing. With Super, it's not like that. It's just, it ends. That was the big thing in Super. Everything just ends. It just ends so suddenly and anticlimactic, and that's not the only arc that does it. Everything else, though, I think was fine. Story-wise, there was nothing to keep me really invested with this arc. Now, with Vegeta and Nappa coming to Earth, the Z fighters have to train to get stronger. And the one thing I will say about Z that you may not like, especially if you're coming from Dragon Ball, is that Tien and Yamcha, this is it. This is their moment right here. After that, they are no longer of use. That is it. It's over. It's a wrap. So this is their biggest moment. To me, really. I mean, Tien gets one more thing, but it really isn't that much. So yeah, Tien and Yamcha, this is it for them. So they're training to, of course, get stronger for the Saiyans coming, as well as Gohan. And a lot of character development takes place between Piccolo and Gohan, and this plants the seeds early for when the Cell Saga does come, which is something that I wish Super would have did, is plant the seeds for something else to come. Everything is getting planted early. There's a lot of storylines in here and interweaving. With the Saiyan arc, it's going to lead into the Frieza thing. And with this Gohan thing, this is going to lead into the Cell Saga. Super, I really didn't see that. There was no seeds planted. Anyway, Vegeta and Nappa arrive on Earth, and Nappa is the one who does most of the fighting throughout this whole thing, and they're saving Vegeta. We were wondering, like, what is he going to do? What is Vegeta? Who is this person for Dragon Ball Z? In Super, they have something like that happens in the Tournament of Power, which I will get to. But I think DBZ did better, and I will explain why. Vegeta has a lot of history with Goku, from them being Saiyans, from him being a royal warrior, and Goku just being this second-class, warrior, second-class citizen or whatever from his previous race. And Vegeta is used to being the strongest, which does not happen when Goku arrives. Now, Nappa has completely wrecked most of the Z Fighters at this point. Even Piccolo sacrificing himself, which, like I said, if you get the character development, you've seen it all throughout this whole saga with him and Gohan and their training, and him actually having a bond with this younger son to his enemy, which is crazy when you think about it, how he wanted to kill Goku, but now he's training his son, and that's kind of how he becomes a good guy. Well, that is how he becomes a good guy. It's because of his son. It really wasn't because of what Goku did. It was more of the training and the bond that he had with Gohan. Anyway, Nappa wrecks the Z Fighters, and eventually it leads to Goku coming. And this is the second minion, and he just completely destroyed the Z Fighters, which, if you come from Dragon Ball, you would think these people are the strongest in the universe. Of course, you knew Raditz was strong too, so they had to get stronger. And you see their training really didn't do shit. Most of their training didn't. Gohan's helped, but everyone else's, it didn't do shit. I mean, maybe it made them last longer. I mean, especially for Yamcha, because he got just defeated by Cyberman. Their training, it just tells you that this is going to be a little different. Just because you train doesn't mean it's going to work out in the end for you. Now Goku arrives on the scene, and he takes out Nappa like that, showing that Goku is still the main character and the main person in DBZ, which we would figure would be the case. I mean, in Dragon Ball Z is always going to be about Goku. I know some people hate that, but that's just what it is. Goku trains, of course, and showed that his training paid off by beating Nappa in an instant, taking him out very quickly. And this is leading up to the Vegeta and now Goku fight. And the seeds were planted all the way after he defeated Raditz, which is like in the first 3 or 4 episodes. There's a lot of planning that happens in Z, is where I did not see that in Super. I don't see the planning in Super, especially for the first 2 sagas, mainly and probably because you took the 2 movies and made them into sagas, which I still will never understand. The Vegeta and Goku dynamic is someone whose royalty now being challenged by a second-class citizen, which is a big insult to someone like Vegeta, and you can understand where Vegeta is going to be coming from later on and why he feels that way with Goku in the Frieza saga, which is going to happen in the next arc. Like I said, a lot of seeds are planted. There's a lot of stuff that's going to come and happen, and all this is taking place in the Saiyan saga. This is just the beginning. We haven't even gotten to the Frieza saga and stuff like that, but I'm just trying to show you how many seeds were planted to get to where we get to, as with Super. Anyway, their fight happens, and actually Vegeta is the one who actually does win this fight. I know people kind of don't remember that, but Vegeta is the one who wins. He kind of had to cheat to win, but you gotta do what you gotta do. It's a fight, so he still views it as a loss, though, throughout this whole thing. He never says that he defeated Goku because he transformed, and I guess for him transforming to someone who's a second-class citizen who he should be able to defeat in his human form or Saiyan form, whatever, that, I guess, is a big insult for him to go that way and achieve it through becoming the monkey or whatever. I know the name, but it's hard for me to pronounce. But yeah, he goes into the monkey Saiyan form and beats Goku. And that leads to the whole Spirit Bomb thing, and it bounces off. Gohan rejects it. Goes into Vegeta, and then Vegeta is the one crawling, and Krillin is the one who's actually able to stop him. And Goku tells him not to do it, which is always going to be the case with Goku. Now this, I guess you might be able to say, is something that Super takes from NZ. because this does happen in the Frieza arc, saga, whatever, which I'm about to get to, but he's always determined to let someone go, especially to fight again, especially if they're stronger. He always wants to save everyone, and he's never willing to pull the trigger and end someone's life. And that, of course, catches up to him all the time, not just in this, but all the time. Next is the Frieza arc, and this arc, nothing really leads into it. It just happens. Frieza's minions come to wish him back. And the one thing I will say that they did get out of the previous arc or movie, wherever you want to say, is that they do train with Frieza, but that's it. That is legit it. Is that the training, they're able to train and get to a new form. And of course, a new form happens early on. Like I said, a new form happens like in the first 20, 30 episodes of Super. We didn't get Super Saiyan till the Frieza saga. This happens, a new form happens already, and we just keep adding new forms. We're gonna eventually just gonna have like 20 Super Saiyans. Like, I don't understand how many forms we can have it. Especially, it just happened. It didn't even lead to anything. Like I said, he didn't beat Barris because of it. I mean, I guess you could say it helped him with Frieza, but I'll explain why that really kinda didn't help as much as you would think. But like I said, just there's not a lot of seeds that plant. It's like one thing's done, go to the next one. Frieza's minions wish him back, and of course, Frieza wants revenge, which I will say is they're keeping him so far, and I'm saying so far because I don't know what they're going to do. So far, he is still evil Frieza, because I don't know if they plan on making him a hero now, turning him into a face instead of a heel. I don't know. I don't know what they were going to do with Frieza, honestly, but so far, for the most part, he is still that type of Frieza that we met on Namek. Again, I want to say so far. I hope and pray they don't do that. Anyway, Frieza wants his revenge, and we also get some insight into how Frieza is this strong, and it's because he's naturally strong. This is the one thing I do like about this. But like I said, we got all of this from the movie, but I do like how they did go a little bit deeper into Frieza's training and why he's so strong. It's pretty much just natural. He doesn't even train. He's just born strong. I like that. I do really enjoy that from Super, and now that we know how he's strong, he didn't train, he didn't work out like that. He's not like Goku and Vegeta who train relentlessly. No, not like that. Just born genetically strong, which I kind of want to know how other members from his race, if they're just all like that. That would be kind of nice to know. I wish they kind of would have did that, honestly, in Super, but I really do enjoy that they put that in there for us, and we now know that it pisses him off to train. He doesn't even like to train. And the fact that he has to, because Vegeta and Goku are both way stronger than him right now. And he knows he has to train to get strong. And it only takes him 6 months. Only took him 6 months. That's just crazy. Like, if he was training from the Frieza saga or just did any training, he'd be damn near on Barris level. And he just doesn't do it because he's royalty, I guess. He has this stuck up personality about him, which I do enjoy about in Super, that we get a little bit more from Frieza. We get a lot in DBZ, don't get me wrong, but the fact that they're able to give us more when we thought we had all of it in Dragon Ball Z, that is something I do like. But now we get into the rest of the arc, and this is where I think it falls off a little bit. There's a lot of people's complaints with this arc is when Frieza does eventually fight Goku, Barris is right there. And now Barris is kind of the friend, and who knows what Barris is at this point. I don't know if he's a hero. I don't know if they could make him a villain again. He's just there. I don't know. I don't know about him. That's the confusing thing about Barris's character, is that we don't know where he stands. And the fact that he's kind of friends with them, and he didn't destroy their planet in the end, and this, that, and the other, you would think that, well, you dude, you're here, we could just end this. You could just end the fight already. There's no point of this fight. Why are you even here? If he was just on his planet or something and this was happening away from him, would have been fine. Like, if he just stayed there, but the fact that he's there, it kind of like, dude, do something. Why are you even in here in the arc? Now, Whis, he actually affects the arc, and trust me, the way it ends, I hated the ending. I really, really fucking hated the ending. I'm gonna get to that in a second. The fight with Goku and Frieza, I really liked it. The fight's fine. The fighting never really, to me, is a bad thing in Super. It's everything else around it. So the fight's fine. Nothing bad or horrible sticks out to me. And I know people complain about the animation, but the animation, of course, like I said, it gets better over time. Same thing with DBZ. I think people were just overreacting to that. I think everything else was fine with this. Well, like I said, fighting-wise, animation, I think it was fine. The one thing they do connect from DBZ is that Goku is still willing to show mercy to people of Frieza or like Frieza, and it comes back to bite him again. I actually wish he would have learned something from it, because it happened in the Frieza saga. You would think he would learn, okay, time to end you. And he doesn't do it this time. Not yet, which to me is a big flaw in him. Why? We're not learning anything. He didn't learn anything from the Frieza saga. It took, I'm going to get into the ending now. It took Frieza destroying the planet. He does succeed in destroying the fucking planet and killing a lot of people. And we just rewinds time, and Goku this time finishes him off. Why the fuck would you end the arc? Why would you end the arc that way? Because they set it up to where you think Vegeta is going to be the one to beat Frieza. And they don't do it. Vegeta is in perfect position after all the shit Frieza did to him. You have it set up to where he can finally be the one to beat him, and you fuck it up. That would have just saved everything. It would have saved the arc, made this arc great, made the movie great, and you don't do it. You don't pull that trigger. Instead, you go with the time travel, go back, 5 minutes or whatever it was, and then Goku does it? Like, come on, Super. It's right there. It's at least in DBZ, you knew it was going to be Goku. And still, Vegeta gets a lot more shine than I just don't understand this. This was the perfect ending for all the shit that Frieza had put Vegeta through. And the way that they have it set up is where now, because Goku did not finish Frieza off, he gets taken off guard by one of his minions and shoots him with the chest, and it weakens Goku, and now Frieza gains the upper hand. And honestly, Frieza had this fight in control, but since he rushed there and he's no longer able to maintain his form and maintain that level of power, and if he would have waited, he would have been able to, but with him being this royal ruler and wants everything right now, him going there fucked him up. So I do like that part as well in it. But the fact that we have it set up to where Vegeta can finally get his moment. This could have been his moment. This was it. This was it. Taking down Frieza, the one who put him into slavery. And Frieza is talking to him like he is a second class, warrior. Pretty much like how he was talking to Goku. But the thing is, Goku was able to be stronger and beat Vegeta, and Vegeta was able to finally give him his respect. Now you're going to just tell me that Frieza, no matter what, is still going to always be better than Vegeta. It just does not help to me with the storyline. It doesn't make sense why even to do this if he wasn't going to get his moment here. Because Frieza is talking to him, like I said, like a subordinate. And Frieza doesn't know that Vegeta can go and do the same form that Goku can do. And he's trying to convince Vegeta to join his side, even though he's talking down to him as he does it. He's really talking down to him right now. And Vegeta transforms, and you're thinking, this is it. Everyone's thinking that Vegeta is going to kill Frieza, because right now he's tired out. He really can't maintain this form, and Vegeta is beating him down. Vegeta is beating the shit out of him, and he's about to finish him off. And then what do they do? They pull something out the ass to where Frieza just destroys the fucking planet. Like, come the fuck on. He destroys the fucking planet and kills everyone, but then they rewind it 5 minutes earlier and have Goku. What was the point? At least with Dragon Ball Z, when Goku saved the day, it made a lot of sense. This makes no sense. This makes just no sense. This is just for Goku just to save the day. There's no storyline to it. The better storyline was Vegeta winning. This one, this makes it bad. So that's the differences to me in those first two arcs. And not only that, this arc is kind of rehashing the Frieza arc. It's rehashing it, and it's really worse. They rehashed it and made it worse. The ending's bad. The way it's set up is bad. This is way worse than the Frieza arc in every iteration to me. This arc could have been so much better. And really, just by the ending, it would have saved this arc. I would have just saved it. I would have just said, I don't care. And especially since the way they could have set it up to where Vegeta gets his moment, they threw it all away. So those are the first two arcs. well, this is the first two arcs of Super. And this is the first arc of Dragon Ball Z. I'm about to get into their Saiyan arc, or their Frieza arc, I should say, right now. As we start with the Frieza arc, Goku is out of commission in the hospital because of the fight and stuff, and they have to find a way to wish their friends back after they died because of Nappa. Which, again, like I'm saying, they're planting the seeds. They're planting the seeds, because if this does not happen, the Frieza saga does not happen. They are planning this. It's not just like the thing ends and it's a wrap. It's over. No, everything from when Raditz arrived till now has been planned. Raditz dying, the Saiyans are coming. Now that Vegeta and Nappa are dealt with, they have to find a way to get their friends back, and the Earth Dragon Balls aren't going to work for that, so they have to go somewhere else. They have to go to Namek to wish them back with the Namekian Dragon Balls, which is going to lead into the Frieza saga, which we're getting into now. And so, Bulma, Krillin, and Gohan all go to get the Dragon Balls back. Now, they're not expecting Frieza. No one knows that Frieza is here. No one knows what's coming. So, this is all a mystery. They eventually get to Namek, and they find out that the villain Frieza is there. And it's going to be a minute until you see Frieza fight. It takes a very long time to see him do anything. He's usually telling his minions and other people to do his work for him. You do not see Frieza fight for a very, very long time. They're keeping this a mystery. They're telling you that this dude is strong because Krillin can sense that. This dude is definitely going to be something later, but it's a mystery, and we won't get that for a while. So it becomes a three-way race. Krillin, Gohan, and Bulma, they want the Dragon Balls to save their friend. Frieza and Vegeta, because Vegeta is there as well, and they introduce him very soon into it. And Vegeta wants it for immortality as well as Frieza. So pretty much they'll be the strongest in the world with the immortality, I guess, because they keep training, I guess, till they get stronger. Well, Frieza wants it because he just doesn't want to die, I'm guessing, and Vegeta wants it to become just so he can't die and he can keep training. So, point being, everyone wants immortality except for the RC fighters. They're doing it for a just cause. Frieza and Vegeta, they're doing it for selfish reasons. The race for the Dragon Balls go back and forth each time. Each time you think someone else has the Dragon Balls and they're going to have it, something happens and then they don't have it no more. And then something else happens to Vegeta, then he doesn't have it. And something happens to Frieza, then they don't have it. Frieza will have it one time and then Vegeta will destroy his ship and now he has most of the Dragon Balls. Then they'll find the Dragon Balls, Krillin, Gohan, and then they'll take Vegeta's, and it goes back and forth. Every time you're thinking someone has the lead, it never stays there. This is why I think this is one of the best arcs DBZ has done. Story-wise, like, everything happens for a reason, and every time you think this guy is going to win, or this person is going to win, it's going to happen. Now you're thinking, since when Vegeta and Krillin team up, and Gohan, they're all now on the same team, you're thinking, okay, they might be able to get this, and then the Ginyu Force comes, and they wreck their shit, and now Frieza has the Dragon Balls. Like I said, back and forth all throughout that whole saga. It keeps you invested each time, because every time, like I said, you think this person's winning, something happens, and it's not the case. Vegeta has a lot of development in this arc as well, as he takes on a lot of minions. You see a lot of his fighting, so we get a lot more from that character, because in the beginning with Dragon Ball Z and the Saiyan saga, there wasn't a lot with him until the fight with Goku. Nothing really happened with him. He was still a big mystery. You see a lot of his development in this Frieza arc, and you get a lot of episodes with just him, and we focus on him. After the Ginyu Force wrecks their shit, takes the Dragon Balls, Goku eventually arrives on Namek, and Goku was, of course, trying to get there, but he was injured, so he couldn't join them, so he had to wait. He's been training as well, and there's some scenes where he's training and this, that, and the other, which happened a lot in the other arc beforehand, where he's training in a separate way than everyone else, while everyone else is doing something else. Same kind of thing here. He eventually arrives on Namek, and it's a little bit of the same thing. Same thing with the Saiyan arc, where he takes out Recoome, and you're thinking Goku's going to just save the day, but that's not how it really goes. You're thinking it's going to be the same thing, where it's just Goku comes in and he just wrecks everything. No, not exactly. He wrecks the Ginyu Force, wrecks them pretty easily. Captain Ginyu has to do something to kind of trick Goku and make hits to where he gets taken out. So he does get defeated a little bit by Captain Ginyu, kind of, sort of. Takes his body over and stuff like that. But Captain Ginyu really wasn't a match for him. He just had to trick him, and that really takes Goku again out of commission for a long time. With Frieza having lost the Ginyu Force, now he has to go and figure out a way to get the Dragon Balls to work, which he was doing anyway. So he goes over there and he eventually meets up with Nail, who tries to stop him, of course, from trying to figure out how to get the Dragon Balls to work and to protect Guru. He defeats Nail, and like I said, everything's connected. Everything's been connected since, honestly, the Raditz arc. From the Saiyans to getting to this point, everything's connected. Even with Nail losing, something's going to happen with him. Even when Vegeta destroyed that village to get the Dragon Ball, something's going to happen because of that. And I did not get that same feeling in Super. Everything to me just happens in Super and they just move on to the next one. This is all being connected. This is, to me, the same story ever since the first episode till now. Now, of course, there's like some filler stuff, which is in every anime. But this one through whatever has been connected. One through the points to where Frieza eventually gets defeated. It's connected. Everything has a purpose and a reason that it happens. Everything has a purpose in its place and in its arc. It's a reason for any type of event to happen. Frieza speeds off after Dende because Dende now has a way to grant them their wish. And the wish happens before Frieza can get there. They come down to the last wish. They do have one wish remaining, but Super Kami Girl, I said Super Kami Girl dies. And that's why that other wish does not get fulfilled for Vegeta to get his wish. And Frieza arrives on the scene right after that. And there's been a lot of episodes to take place. And Vegeta and Frieza start fighting. And now you realize that Frieza has another transformation, which we did not know. We don't know really anything. There is nothing to suggest that he can transform. There's no hint about it. And like I said, we haven't seen this character fight, really. We've got glimpses of his personality, the way he commands his minions and soldiers, but that's it. We don't know shit about him outside of that one fight with Nail, which really isn't a fight. It's just an ass kicking. So there's nothing to know. Vegeta is finally giving him some trouble. Like I said, really no trouble. But for his first form, we should say, he's giving him some trouble. And now he transforms and Vegeta bites off more than he can chew. And this isn't the first time he does that. But he bites off more than he can chew. And Frieza now is completely just stronger than everyone right now. Until Piccolo arrives. And the whole reason I think they made Piccolo arrive is because they wanted to introduce the other forms and for Goku to get more time to heal up. Because if they had just made it to where he goes into his final form, it's not as interesting. It's still good, still great, but you kind of want to show the different abilities and different things that he has. And also you really want to show off this villain because we haven't gotten anything. We just gotten, a little taste. Now it's time to get the main course. And if you just go and kind of wrap up the dinner and now it's like fast food or something, instead of it being like a full meal, you had a taste and you're thinking, this could be a really good full meal. You can't fast food it and have him transform into his final form and, get there. So I know why they did it that way. Piccolo comes and he's now merges with Nail. He finds Nail and merges with him, which, like, again, that's all why it happened. There was a reason for that to happen in the story. So he merges with them and now he's on the same level as his second form. But of course, Frieza has another form, which is his third one. And the third form, he completely destroys Piccolo and just obliterates him. And now it seems like Frieza is done messing around and he transforms into his final form. Before then, Vegeta gets blasted by Krillin because he wants to, of course, get stronger. And the way Saiyans get stronger is near-death experience with fighting, and they're able to survive and come back. They get stronger. And he gets stronger. But again, he bites off more than he can chew. He's no match for Frieza's final form. Which, of course, he wouldn't be. You can't have Vegeta win this fight. Now, the one in Super, you could have had him win, but Vegeta can't win this fight. That would have just ruined Frieza's whole character, and it would have ruined the arc. So yes, Vegeta gets wrecked, like he should. He gets wrecked. Eventually, Goku does come before Frieza kills him. And the speech that Vegeta gives to Goku, you understand why Vegeta is like this. You understand why he is the way he is, and it makes sense. You could also feel a little bad for Vegeta because you could see why anyone would go down that path if you're brought into this pretty much slavery after your whole race is destroyed. He almost genocide your whole race and now you are a slave to him. You can understand why he would be the way he is, which Goku recognizes and acknowledges that it's not all his fault. You can't blame everything. Of course, he's the majority. It's still a lot of his fault. You can't just excuse what he did, but you can understand it's not all his fault. Anyone who been treated like that is bound to have some fucked up things. This isn't just like one fucked up thing. It's his whole life being fucked up. So you understand why he is the way he is. The Goku and Frieza fight takes place. And of course, they're just filling each other out for the most part. Not going to rush anything. The fight really doesn't get started until Frieza kills Krillin. And yes, Krillin has died in Dragon Ball before, but without the Dragon Balls here, there's really no way to wish him back right now. So we don't know if Krillin can come back. Of course he does. But we're at this moment, at this time and period, we did not know. That could have been it. Before you had the Dragon Balls in Dragon Ball, like you could just wish him back. The whole point of getting to Namek was to wish everyone back. And after that happened, we weren't sure how we were going to wish him back. That could have been it for Krillin. Of course, like I said, of course it's not. But at the time, you could think, okay, that's it. Krillin is gone forever. Honestly, I probably think he should have been. But that's a story for another day. That's the one thing I will say is that probably would have been better if Krillin stayed dead. I think that would have served the stories a lot better and storylines to come better. He goes Super Saiyan, and of course that's one of the most epic transformations. Let's be real. It's one of the best things in anime, I believe, to have happened is that transformation. I can't think of another transformation that was on that level at the time. Or even now, even to this day, I still don't know of a transformation that's where it's like, shit is about to go down now. Because Frieza has been just owning everyone. He's just toying with them. You don't think anyone's going to have a chance against this dude because he's been just toying with everyone. Even with Goku, he's been toying with the whole time. He's that damn strong. Eventually, the fight ends after a long struggle. It was a great fight, by the way. I don't want to detail all of that. But Goku, once again, he shows mercy to Frieza, which in Super, you would think he wouldn't. And in Super, like I said, 5 minute fucking time travel thing, and now he just kills him. Like, what was the point of showing him mercy anyway if we could just do that? What was the point of showing him mercy in Super? This one, he shows some mercy, and he's not taken off guard, because Frieza tries to kill him. It doesn't work. He just shoots it right back at him. And that is the end of the Frieza arc. For the most part, other shit happens. But, yeah, that ends the arc, which was a great arc, a great way to end it. Nothing anticlimactic. The only thing I will say is that he probably should have died in the Frieza arc, but that's more of a Cell arc, I think, problem with, because the Frieza arc was probably supposed to be the end, but we got the Cell arc, the Cell part, because people wanted the show to come back. I don't think DBZ should have ended with the Frieza arc, by the way. I never thought it should have ended with that, even though some people think it should have, because it was the best arc, story-wise, for a lot of people. And for me, I don't think it should have ended there. There's still was a lot of story left that I think they could have told. Now going back into Super, they have the tournament with Champa, and this is really just a fun little experiment thing, but it's nothing important. Now it does lead into the Tournament of Power, which that is supposed to be important. I put quotes on supposed to be. It's supposed to lead into a great thing that's coming, and they're planting the seeds for that, and that's with Universe's 6 Champa, and he's a destroyer as well. And I do like how Super is introducing new universes. I do like that. This would have been made better if they did the Tournament of Power a lot better. Then I could have been like, this is the reason that this takes place. The fact that they didn't, well, I'll get into the Tournament of Power when I get there. But this tournament, like I said, it's just fine. They introduce a lot of different characters and stuff like. They do introduce a lot of characters in Super. I will say that there's a lot more characters here, and you get to see how other Saiyans from this universe is. We now know that one Saiyan race is still there, and it's not destroyed their planet. So I do like that. It shows that there's other universes out there, and there's other fighters, and we can really use that, which I wish they would have did. They kind of use it, but I'll get there. That leads all the way up until the next arc, which will be the best arc I think Super has done, which is Goku Black. Goku Black is the best thing that Super has done, bar none. I loved this arc, and the only thing they did is fuck up the ending. That's just been the one thing that they've been doing for a lot. They fucked it up in the Frieza arc, and I did not like the ending for this arc. But I'm gonna get into that. Everything else with this is great to me. This new villain is something we've never seen before. The way he looks down on mortals and trying to be a Supreme Kai. And from Dragon Ball Z and from others, the Supreme Kais have been, for the most part, calm, peaceful. And this is something new. And he starts out kind of the same until he meets Goku. And then everything starts to change after that encounter. He always feels that the mortals should be below and beneath the gods. And meeting Goku, someone strong and who's able to defeat him in this training session, you would think kinda would steer him a little bit, maybe more towards the peaceful way. That's what the other Kai was, I think, hoping for. It doesn't go that way. And it shows that this Supreme Kai, or Supreme Kai in training, has a bit of an ego to him, which is new, like I said, because the Supreme Kais, they're not like that. At least none that we've encountered so far. Another problem I have with this arc is that it takes place in Trunks' timeline. This should have took place in Goku's timeline, and I kind of wish they had made him kill Goten and Chi-Chi in our timeline, because in the other one, it's just, I mean, they did, but they didn't. It's like now he goes back to Trunks' timeline, and everything is affecting Trunks' timeline instead of the one we care about. That's my biggest thing. Another big thing, not my biggest thing, maybe my biggest thing, is that it should have took place in our timeline and put everything in our type of danger, because they can't beat this guy because he's wished for invulnerability and they can't beat him. Like when he first appears, they're able to defeat him, but he gets stronger and now they can't because he has that invulnerability. And they're like, how are they going to defeat this dude? And they're trying everything. I mean, this is Goku and Vegeta fighting, and it's both that Samazu, and they also have Goku Black because of course he took over his mortal body. This was the Majin Buu conundrum done right, because you don't know how they're gonna win. They keep trying to fight him. Then they have to retreat and this, that, and the other. And now with Trunks' timeline in danger, I do like also as well the speech that they gave before they went back to the past with Vegeta and Trunks, saying, don't just rely on us. Because once he figures out that Goku and Vegeta are stronger than him, because after the first battle, they easily defeat Goku Black, and now he's like, everything's fine. And Vegeta's like, no, don't think like that. Don't think that someone's just going to be able to come in and save you. I do like that. There's a lot of back and forth battles, and they have the perfect ending again. They have it again, and they don't do it. Why don't you do the good ending when you have it? You have the ending, the good ending, and you don't use it. You add some other shit to it, and then it ruins the arc. Why do you keep doing that? Oh, I don't understand you. He's able to destroy them with his sword, and after all the things that Goku Black has done, killing even his mother, Bulma, he kills Bulma in this arc as well. And this is the perfect way to end it. Him and Mai have been going through a lot of trouble trying to defeat him. A lot of people have died, and the people use their power to help him get the, I guess, super spirit sword, what they're calling it, whatever. Point is, they use their powers to combine it into Trunks' sword, and he's able to cut him down, and you would think that's the ending. You would think that's the great ending. We got it right. It's over. It's a wrap. Trunks beat it. No. He instead goes into the fucking sky or whatever, and he's threatening to destroy it, and they have to bring another Omni King down to save it. Why? Why not just end it with the fucking cutting him down? Why we have to add to this? You had it. You had it good, and then you messed it up. Super. Why? That's like Gohan beating Cell, and then you add some other shit to where Cell comes back and then someone else who beats him. Why? You have the perfect ending. Don't fuck up that character's ending. You did it with Vegeta, and you didn't even learn your lesson. You did not learn your lesson from the other arc. Super frustrates me. It frustrates me. It just does. It does. Why in Z with Gohan you pull the trigger there, but in this one we can't pull it with Vegeta or Trunks? It's just, I don't understand you. I don't understand you, Super. I just don't sometimes. But yeah, they don't do that. They go with the other ending, which is, like I said, it's like Gohan and the Cell ending, and they adding some other bullshit to where Gohan does not save the day. Let's get into that Cell arc. Now with the Cell arc, they're starting fresh. Everything that's happened there is no longer really continuing into there. There's no other storylines going on. They've wrapped up everything for the most part. Now they do bring Frieza back, which that was a little bit lame. They probably should have just had Goku kill him. Trunks is really the one who kills Frieza, if we're going to be honest. And I kind of was like, whatever with that. But yeah, like I said, that's more of a Cell saga problem, I think, than the Frieza arc problem. Because the Frieza arc problem, that ended. To me, when Frieza got blasted by Goku, that was the end of him. I know it technically wasn't, but that was the end of that saga. They ended the saga right. They just added more into the next saga, which they didn't really need, because Frieza being there, it really doesn't do anything, because he's not there for that long, and Trunks just kills him pretty quickly. They could have just brought Trunks there and him defeat someone else. Whatever. Point being, now Trunks is there, and we don't really know he's Trunks. We don't know he's Trunks yet. We just know that this other dude is there, and he's also a Super Saiyan, which at the time, of course, mystery. You're adding a lot of mystery into it. We're like, who is this guy? Who is this? And like I said, this is something new. We're starting new now. There's no continuing storylines going on. Now, we're introduced into another storyline, and this is with the androids, and he's saying that they are going to come, and they are going to be a big problem. And also that Goku will die, which that's why he's back from the future to give him the medicine, which doesn't really help his future, but whatever. It is like that other type of time travel theory. So, whatever happened in his timeline, it's still like that. His timeline's not saved, but it does save our timeline. Now they have to train for the androids because they're supposed to be ridiculously strong. The only thing I will say also about this arc for the Cell saga is that it was kind of a shame that Goku didn't fight any of the androids, and they really wanted to fight and kill him, and we didn't get one fight. Instead, Vegeta takes that place. And Vegeta is going through a lot of shit right now, because some random dude comes in and also is a Super Saiyan. He's royalty, and he cannot achieve this form. That second-class citizen and some random dude who did happen to actually be his son, which, if he put that together, I wonder if he would have been as mad. But either way, it's fucking with him mentally. And that's why he goes off the train. The training happens, and the androids appear, and it's not the androids that are destroying everything, are going to destroy everything. These are completely different. This is Dr. Gero and his other android, and Yamcha, that poor bastard. that's all I want to say is that poor bastard. Like I said, people in Dragon Ball, they don't get a lot of shine. They don't get as much shine. That's the only thing. If you're a Dragon Ball fan and you're coming into Dragon Ball Z, just know most of them, they aren't getting what you want. A lot of them are just cannon fodder. Damn near all of them have been. Even Chaozu. Their moment was in Dragon Ball. Goku is fighting the androids now, the ones that are not after him. Well, they're after him, but they're not the ones that Trunks warned him about. And he's beating the hell out of Android 19 until his heart starts fucking up. Then Vegeta comes in and saves him. This is one thing I would have did. I would have just had it to where this android is stronger than Goku, and he's beating him. But now, I guess they had to put the heart problem in some way. So I guess they had to kind of make it like that when I think about it. Like, you can't just have a heart problem and it just never occurs. So I guess this was the right time for it to occur. It just sucks for Vegeta, because it could have been like, okay, this dude is stronger than Goku, and now Vegeta has to come in and save him. That's really not the case. It's because of his heart. That sucks. Sucks for a Vegeta fan like me. It would have been great. Like, one time he could have saved the day. No, that's not what happens. He didn't save the day, really. I mean, he did, kinda, technically, but it's not because Goku wasn't stronger than this dude. The heart problem thing. Anyway, he destroys that android, and then eventually Gero gets away, and we get to the original androids. After seeing Vegeta get wrecked and knowing that these androids are a threat, Piccolo now has to do something, because Goku is out of commission. Vegeta cannot beat him. He's now the only one who does something. And this is Piccolo's last moment, really, in the sun for a long time. Probably, I think, ever. Actually, I don't even think he really got a moment in Super. So this is his last moment in the sun, and the spotlight is this. Yeah, everything else is downhill. He merges with Kami, and now he's the strongest between Goku and Vegeta. He's now actually the strongest at this point. And yeah, he goes and runs into Cell, actually, and he's stronger than Cell. We don't know what Cell is. We just know he wants the androids. I really didn't know at the time if he was going to be the villain, because when you watch it the first time, you don't know. You just have no idea of this dude. Now, of course, everyone knows it now, so it's not as impactful, I think. But after he lost to Piccolo, you're thinking, there's no way this dude is the main villain. There's no way he's going to be the main villain after that. I mean, they introduced him in this scary and, creepy way. How the city is just destroyed by him and, absorbed. Like, he's absorbing people, which is crazy. But, yeah, there was no way I was thinking, this dude's going to be the strongest for this arc. No way. Not at the time. It's just no way that entered my mind. Piccolo is no way the dude fighting Piccolo is going to be stronger or the strongest in this arc. And that happens. Now, I knew Cell would have some role, but I didn't know what role he would have, because he does get away, so he's going to come back. But I'm not thinking he's going to be the strongest, especially now that Piccolo's fighting Android 17, and they're equal. So you're thinking, okay, the androids are still going to be the biggest. threat for this arc. Maybe it's going to be 16. I'm also thinking 16 might be it at the time because he's just there. And normally in Dragon Ball Z, how it goes is the dude who's just there and not doing anything, that's usually the dude that becomes the main villain. Frieza wasn't doing much. He was letting his minions do it, and Vegeta was doing it. So you're thinking it might be Android 16. Maybe he's the dude. No. Cell comes back and he's stronger than ever. And now Piccolo and Android 17 cannot beat him. And now you're like, oh shit. Okay. Well, he might actually be the dude. And then Android 16 fights him, and they're on equal terms or equal footing and equal power. Android 16 was the strongest of the androids, but it really didn't matter. So I guess I was kind of right. Like, he was the strongest there, but just wasn't going to be the strongest for this arc. And he absorbs Android 17, and now he's the semi-perfect Cell. So, semi-perfect Cell is stronger than everyone now. He's able to dispatch of 60. And Tien finally gets his moment. So for the Dragon Ball fans who like Tien, he gets his moment because he helps them get away. And that's it. There's nothing else for Tien for, I think, ever. I don't know anything that happens with Tien. That's it. That's his moment. He helps them get away. That's all he was there for. So like I said, Dragon Ball fans, yeah, you kind of got jobbed in that if you were wondering. But to be fair, I just didn't think there was a place for all of the Dragon Ball characters. Krillin had his moment dying, and that was it. Like, I think it was better to move on from the Dragon Ball characters. Vegeta, of course, has been training, as well as Trunks in a time chamber, and they get out, and I'm thinking, finally, Vegeta might do something. I should have known better. I knew something was up, because if he was the last one getting out, then, okay, he would have been able to do something. But no. He gets out first, and he goes to meet Semi-Perfect Cell, and he's wrecking his shit. He's destroying him, and you're thinking, maybe, you want to have that false hope or belief that maybe it's time for Vegeta's moment. It's not his time. It's not. He instead lets fucking Cell. To be fair, that is his character. So I can't be like, this is a stupid decision. It's stupid, but that's what his character would do because he wants a challenge now. He thinks he's the strongest, which he is right now. Trunks, people thought it might have been Trunks. Trunks was not stronger than Vegeta at this time. They just thought that because of the transformation that Trunks does, but Vegeta could do the same thing, and he just doesn't do it because, for one, it fucks up your speed. They haven't figured it out. He lets Cell transform, and what happens? He bites off more than he can chew again. He's got to stop doing that. He does learn, I think, better in Super. He doesn't really do that, I will say. But then again, there wasn't really threats like this in Super. The only threat that there was Frieza, really, who was threatening the Earth. Cell takes him out, then he takes Trunks out. Gohan and Goku step out of the time chamber, and now you're thinking it's going to be time for Goku to save the day, because of course that's what everyone was thinking. Everyone was like, well, Goku's going to just save the day, and that's going to be it. And thank God they didn't do that, because we've been used to it. He should have did it for the Frieza. He should have did it for against Vegeta. This one is not his time, because we've been teasing that Gohan angle for a long time, ever since the time he fought with Raditz. It's been teased throughout countless battles. It's time to finally pay that off. Goku and Cell fight because you have to have that fight. There's no way you can go that whole saga without them not fighting, especially with Cell being the top guy. Goku and them fight, and Goku admits he just can't beat him. He can't do it. So it's up to his son Gohan, who's been saying to Piccolo, because Piccolo's like, I don't want him to do this because he's worried about him. Piccolo's known him as for a kid for a long time. Now he's worried, like now he has to fight this dude. He's very worried about him fighting Cell, which of course he would be, because why would you not? Like, we don't know if he's ready for it, but as Goku said, we've seen his power. It's time for it to happen. And for a while, it doesn't look like it. Cell's kind of beating his ass for a while until Android 16 makes his speech, and Cell just takes him out. And now that unlocks Gohan's rage, which actually the seeds for that transformation into Super Saiyan 2 has been planted already, with Trunks and Vegeta saying they've been able to do it, get to a new form, but they couldn't master it. Gohan's able to master it because he can use the speed in this form. They couldn't do it. They could just get stronger, and they were stronger than Cell, but like I said, they couldn't touch him, they couldn't do anything, and they weren't able to master it. Gohan's able to do that. He's able to pretty much beat Cell. He's beating the brakes off Cell until he pulls out that play to destroy the world and destroy the Earth, and Goku runs interference. And that's the end of Goku for a long time, because he teleports him into a different planet. They blow up. he comes back. Cell comes back because he's able to have all the Saiyan genes and, of course, Frieza's genes as well, able to survive in space. It uses instant transportation, instant transmission, whatever. Comes back, and see, this is the difference. This is a big difference with Super and DBZ. Gohan still is able to get the victory here. Now, it's a harder victory, and he is helped a little bit, but it's still his victory. There's no Goku comes back. That would have been like Goku sacrificing himself, and he's like, oh my god, Cell's back. So he goes back to Earth and he beats Cell. No, they didn't do that. That's some shit they did in Super. Just why? So I'm still not over that. It's just, you have great endings and you're just fucking them up. Anyway, they do this Kamehameha battle. Gohan wins thanks to a little help from Vegeta, and that's the end of the arc. That the differences in these arcs to me have been simple. The Frieza and the Namek arc, they are all interconnected into one thing. Everything takes place there. Everything from one episode all the way to there has meaning. In Super, you really could jump in at the Frieza arc, you could jump in at the Barris arc, or you could jump in after that. And if you've seen the movies, you might as well jump in after it, because I don't know why the fuck they still did that. That's a big difference. But yeah, those are the differences so far that I've been trying to say. And I detailed it in this video, and I'm going to detail one more arc, which is the last thing. I detailed it this way so people could see, because if I just said it, I don't know if people would get it. I could have made this video so much shorter, but I don't think people would understand the differences. That's why it's so long. That's why it's over an hour. The last arc, the Tournament of Power. Now, I like how this arc starts out, which they're trying to recruit people. They're showing different ways they're training to get ready for it. And I like seeing different characters as well for this arc. Now, as we get closer to the arc, of course, Goku has his 10 members, which it wasn't even supposed to be Frieza, but Majin Buu for some reason falls asleep, which we've never heard of before, and he goes into this deep sleep. So he has to get another member, and it turns out to be Frieza. I felt like they just added him to add him. There was no seeds planted, this, that, and the other. He's been dead. He hasn't even been in Dragon Ball Super, and now he just appears. Which, like, they kind of just throwing people in there. They threw in Frieza, and then they threw in 17 to fill out the roster, maybe. And Roshi's there for a reason, I guess. I don't know. Tien's there. Okay, let me just get into the start of the tournament. The tournament has a whole bunch of different universes there, and this really could have been way better. I want to say one thing I really also did not like is every time Universe 7 lose, it's damn near because of a sacrifice. They sacrifice themselves to get rid of someone else. Like, can we do something different? Master Roshi loses that way. Tien loses that way. 18 loses that way. Gohan loses that way. Vegeta loses that way. They're always sacrificing something, and that's how they always lose. They can't just ever lose. The only person who loses like that, I think, is Piccolo and Krillin. Because of course Krillin does. But Piccolo as well loses, just getting eliminated. Everyone else, it's a sacrifice. Even the end, Frieza and Goku, they sacrifice themselves. It's like, can we do something different? Can someone just beat someone and that's how they lose instead of a sacrifice each fucking time? As always, it's the same repeat story thing. They're sacrificing themselves for them to lose. Do a different storyline. Have it to where they lose. And Jiren in this Tournament of Power, let me get into Jiren. Jiren kinda comes off like how Frieza and Cell come off, as they're mysterious. We don't know really anything about him. And for the most part, it stays that way. Even all the way up to the end, it kind of just stays that way. There's still a lot of questions more than answers about Jiren. And I feel like they just wrapped it up in one episode. As with Cell and Frieza, there was more shit to go on and more episodes of character development. For instance, Cell went through each transformation, and we found out how he acted differently in each one as well. Frieza, we had him in the beginning, and it built slowly until the final arc, and you kept getting bits and pieces until they finally told you a lot of it. For Jiren, he just meditates at the beginning, and we wait, and then he fights Goku for a little bit, then he goes back into waiting. The other universes, to me, could have been done better. Universe 6, I think, could have had a little bit more shine. Like I said, Universe 7, I just really do not like the sacrifice thing. A lot of other universes could have had shine. Universe 6 probably had the most, or the second most. They weren't the second eliminated, which I do like that, because it would have been just too obvious to have those two. Top, Oh, they fucked up Top to me. Top could have been great, man. Like, he does this other transformation. I'm thinking he's about to wreck shit, or at least eliminate two. He doesn't eliminate one person off that transformation. He just does damage, but he doesn't eliminate any person. I'm like, really? What was the point of transforming? Every time someone transforms, usually some shit happens. At least Cell got a couple of kills in. He killed Trunks, and he killed Goku. That's all he really needed was to kill Goku. Frieza killed Vegeta, countless other Namekians, Krillin. Like, they're doing other shit. He doesn't even eliminate anyone. I know you can't kill in the Tournament of Power, but can we get eliminations? Can he eliminate someone? What the fuck is that? Sorry about that thing going on, but what the hell? Like, he doesn't even eliminate anyone. What was the point of I really liked Top. I liked him a lot more than even Jiren. And they don't even do anything with him. They just, like I said, an epic transformation happens, and it's not even epic because he doesn't do anything. He doesn't eliminate one fucking person. Like, are you fucking serious? I mean, I could understand if it was like, maybe if he was trying to kill someone, like, I could get that, okay. They're obviously not going to let someone kill anyone, but this is a tournament. He could just eliminate them. He could eliminate someone. Don't even eliminate anyone. That's just horrible. Hell, even, the speed dude eliminated someone, I think, technically. Alright, it was a big thing technically he didn't eliminate them. Gohan sacrificed himself, but still, point being, he got something out of it. Top got nothing. Nothing. He just got eliminated by Vegeta, which I'm glad Vegeta got something out of this. Something out of this Tournament of Power is to end that, but I'd rather him have done it after he eliminated maybe Android 17 or 18 or Gohan or something. I really like Top. I do. So I'm extra mad about that. The Tournament of Power ends with Goku and Frieza sacrificing themselves, and Frieza did it because he wanted to be able to get wished back to life, and the only way to do that was for his universe to win. I did like how they did Frieza throughout this, as he's always playing both sides. You never know which side he's on, so I do like that as well. I liked the fact that the only reason he helped was to get there, so they're not changing his character. He's not a good guy yet, or if they decide to, which I hope they don't. So Frieza was done fine for this arc, even though I don't know why he was there, but he was done. He was done. Written well. He was done right. Also, the whole point of the Tournament of Power was for universes to be eliminated and saved, and at the end, it doesn't matter. None of it matters. No one's eliminated at the end. No one's wiped out from existence. But the whole point of this tournament was really just to have a fucking tournament. There was no danger, really. Nothing happened. There's no dire consequences. Every universe that gets eliminated and wiped out is brought back. Like, what's the point of it then? What's the point? It's just for people to just fight, I guess? Well, we could have just had a regular tournament then. What's the point of adding the incentive there? The Super Dragon Balls, they weren't even really used. The only person who used it right was Zamasu and Goku Black. He's the only one who did anything with him. The endings for Dragon Ball Super, I don't understand the endings to this arc. This arc to me was really not done well at all. Like, we had 2 movie arcs. Then we had Goku Black, which they would have been amazing if they had just did that ending right. Then we had this arc, and I'm not a big fan of it. I did like Kel and Khalifa though, by the way. I'm just gonna shout them out. I did like them. Yeah. Not that good. And this last arc for Dragon Ball Z, the Buu arc. Ooh, I like it. I really do, but there is a lot of fucking problems with this arc. There is a lot. Now, it starts off great. I really like how this arc really begins. The problem is the middle. The middle of this arc is really bad. I like how Vegeta is now calm. He's at peace, or so we think, with his decision to have a family and just live peacefully on the Earth. We found out that's not the case with Babidi when he lets him get taken over and controlled. And then it leads into the fight with Goku as it's not over. He's pretty much telling us it's never been over. I still want to be better than you, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to fight you. Which leads to him killing people and kind of going back to the Vegeta of old from the Saiyan saga. And we get that fight with Goku and Vegeta, which was a great, great fight, honestly. I really like that fight. I think it's one of the best ones. It was definitely better to me than the Saiyan one previously. And their fight is helping resurrect Majin Buu. And that's why Supreme Kai was trying to tell him not to do it. But Saiyans being stubborn, it happens, and Majin Buu is resurrected. Now, Vegeta knocks out Goku, which honestly, he's won two of the fights, technically. I know if Goku had that Super Saiyan 3 transformation, he could have just owned his shit, which is bullshit too. That's bullshit now. No one knew. I don't even think Akira Toriyama knew that there was a Super Saiyan 3, but now it just proved that Vegeta had no chance. None whatsoever. So that's just telling us, yeah, he was still at the bottom. So he knocks Goku out to go take care of Majin Buu, and he's saying when he gets back, we're going to finish this. Vegeta fights Majin Buu, and he realizes he is not doing well at all. So he has a heartfelt moment with Trunks and winds up knocking him out, and he's sacrificing himself for the greater good. For the first time in his life, he's sacrificing himself. He's doing something for someone else other than himself. He's fighting for someone. And he sacrifices himself and destroys Majin Buu. Or so we thought. That's not how it happens. Majin Buu comes back. Now, there's two ways I think the Buu arc should have ended. It should have ended there, or they should have skipped this next arc with Super Buu. Because now it's Goten, Trunks trying to beat Super Buu, and they're fusing, and then there's another fusion. Then there's Super Saiyan 3. Then Goten is able to go Super Saiyan 3. The arc in the middle with Super Buu was all over the place to me. I mean, I did like a little bit how when Gohan comes back and fights Super Buu, but everything else, it's just like, it's just fighting to be fighting. There's really no interconnecting parts of it. You kind of think that maybe with their sons, because Piccolo says we'll use the son of Goku and we'll use the son of Vegeta to beat Majin Buu, that maybe we can get something out of it. It doesn't happen that way. And not only that, it's like Goku has to leave. It's not like how in the Cell saga where he died, so it's now up to someone. It's just he just leaves because he's already been dead. So you're like, we know he's coming back. He's kind of there in the arc. We know he's going to eventually have to come back. And then it leads to, like I said, the boys fighting Super Buu, but this is all just waiting for Gohan to get there because he's training with Supreme Kai. Nothing is really interconnected. It's just shit is happening in the meantime. Like, it's fun, but you're waiting for other shit to happen. When the Goten and Trunks thing is happening, you're waiting for Gohan to come. And then when Gohan finally comes, you know it's not the end because he's beating Super Buu way too fucking easily. So you know it's not the end. And you're just waiting. You're waiting for a lot in this arc. And then he absorbs Gohan. Now he's able to absorb people now, which was never introduced. Now he can do that. So he absorbs Gohan and he's able to absorb Gotenks. It's just different shit. Like, it's fun. It's kind of fun, but it's all over the place is what I'm saying. It's all over the place. There's fusion, there's absorption, there's transformations with Super Buu, watching him go into Super Buu. It's all over the place. It's not just one thing. They're adding too much. You gotta cut this down. Cut some of this off. I would have just cut the whole middle Super Buu arc. I would have had that arc. And when Vegeta sacrificed himself, Kid Buu's now there. And Kid Buu's now wrecking shit. He destroys the Earth, and now it's up to Goku to say. That's how I would have did it. I would have just got rid of that whole Super Buu part. Yeah, it was fun to have Vegeta and the fusion. That's fun and stuff, but like I said, it's just all over the place. It's just everywhere. So, yeah, eventually we get to Kid Buu, who comes in and he just wipes off the Earth. And then Goku, who's now wished back to life, or not wished back to life, the Supreme Kaiser just gives him his life back. Now Goku has to fight Kid Buu on their planet, which I'm fine with. Like I said, I'd rather of us just did that. But the thing about that fight is that Goku could just bring everyone back to fight Kid Buu. And it doesn't make sense for them to just, alright, well, we're just going to let the world save themselves this time. Which, I mean, it's a good moment for Vegeta. But storyline wise, come on, just bring everyone back so we can just end this shit. Bring Gohan back, and let's just team up on this dude and win. We don't need to risk everyone's life. I know that's a lot of what Dragon Ball Z is, but usually it's because of strength. Strength is everything. This isn't about strength. This is just, we just want the people of Earth to save the day, I guess, because I guess it's their time, but it's never really been about them, so I mean, they've been there. It's somewhat about them, but it's never been like the main thing for a storyline anyway. The Super Spirit Bombs kills Kid Buu. My problem, like I said, this arc all over the place. It's fun, but it's very inconsistent storyline wise. There's some good things that happen. I would take that whole beginning, keep that, get rid of the middle, because the middle is where everything goes crazy, and let's just go into the Kid Buu stuff. Maybe get rid of that whole Gohan train, get rid of all that. Let's just have the final fight with Goku and Vegeta against Kid Buu. I'm getting rid of that whole middle shit, me personally. And maybe I would have wrote it differently with the Super Saiyan 3 and all that. I don't know. But that's how I would have did it. I just get rid of that middle part because it just did not work. It just did not work. It's too crazy and all over the place. I really, really like the Majin Vegeta stuff though, so we definitely keep that. So hopefully you understand the differences. I really wanted to detail this because I feel like me detailing it this way will help you understand the differences of Super and Dragon Ball Z. There's a lot of racing and objectives and stuff happening in DBZ. Super is really about just the fighting, and you're just fighting sometimes just to fight. There's tournaments just to fight. There's no threats or really anything, and if there is a threat, it really ends anticlimactically, or there was no point of it. Like with the Tournament of Power, to me, there was no point really of it if we were just going to end it that way. There was no point of the Goku Black thing if you just fuck it up and put it up in a different timeline and end it with the whole Omni King just solving your problems. We could have did that in the beginning. What was the point of even fighting if we could have just solved the problems with the Omni King? We could have just got that from the beginning. That's my biggest thing with Super. The planning, the execution, it's not there. The fighting and stuff is still there. It's fun. But the planning, the plots, the villains, they're not there. There's no villain like that except for Zamasu. With Dragon Ball Z, the villains from the Saiyans to Frieza to Cell, they all done great. With Dragon Ball Super, really only one is done great, and that's Goku Black. And I still think there's a lot of problems with that, but it was the best arc they've ever done in Super so far. And Super is a good show. I'm not here to say that it's not a good show. It's a good show. There's just not DBZ. It's just not that. Let's just say that. It's not the same in planning, it's not the same in execution, and it's not the same in storytelling. And that's pretty much it. Hope you all guys like this video. I know this is a long ass video, but I've been planning on doing it for a minute, and I finally got around to it. So yeah. See it about, guys. Peace.